busy show tonight. We've learnt that Tashi makes a convincing chihuahua. Naked girls terrify Harry, and that Faye wants to be buried like this. Lovely. But what else have we learnt today? Well, it's only natural after all this time that the housemates' minds turn to matters of a carnal nature. But what do they like, you know, like sexually? Stuff like that. Well, Faye likes a bit of this and a bit of that.
I want that. I want that one.
Ooh. Louise likes to keep it real.
I prefer a real man. I don't like a false thing that you shove in you.
Looks like Jem is into waterworks. Or water sports. And Tom, well, Tom likes them dead. Obviously, Alex isn't dead, just so everybody knows. Right, tonight's panel has the potential to pass more hot air than both ends of Louise put together. First up, she's a Stockport stunner who owes me a manicure. And he had one finger last time. It's the ever-buzzing Corin Forshaw. He recently made his Edinburgh debut showcasing material on musical theatre, dyslexic football and jazz hands. Three of my favourite things. It's stand-up comedian David Morgan. Next, she's on red alert in case my waters break. Yes, she has got wellies and waders on underneath that desk. Vintage ones, of course. It's Alice Levine. This week is all about first losers. Tonight, we're taking it to a level that's other. You know what's coming, don't you? Yes. Please welcome the bomb-diggy runner-up from Celebrity Big Brother, Dame Bowers. Touching your bottom then, don't worry, it's okay. Right, shall we chat about the show we just watched? Yeah! Let's have a show about the show we just watched. Now, some say, Dane, that the thrills and spills of the task were slightly more PG than 18. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I don't think many of them would have scared me. I think that the shock factor of, like, behind the mirrors and stuff, I think they can get anyone.
When Tom was brushing his teeth.
I mean, Aaron's having a giggle. Are they real? Okay. But let's say they're real, they're not really dead, are they? So,
yeah, but it's just the anticipation, isn't it? I would have been crapping my little pants if I'd had to walk down that hallway.
I'd have worked myself up and then nothing would have happened. I'd just been like on edge constantly. Because then they grabbed his leg, I was like, ah!
And just sitting in the diary room going, I don't want to go out there because something's going to happen.
It was scarier than Paranormal Activity 3. But any reps in? No, but it was, the anticipation thing, yeah, the mirror stuff, I think
of fun.
That can make anyone jump.
But how about the desperation of Tashi? I think that's the most terrifying thing.
That is chilling.
Oh, God bless.
Very chilling. That was a very odd part, I think, of the task. Very odd. Which brings us nicely onto Alex. Corin, were you surprised by how worked up she got?
I weren't surprised because it's like you say, when you don't know what's out there, you know, when you don't know what's going to happen, you get scared. It's like if you're going to go on a ride on a fairground, as it's going up, you're like, oh, what am I doing? So I weren't shocked, but yeah, the Tashi thing was hilarious. Like, I can't believe she'd done that.
But there were physical tears and everything. She was like, Dane, it was another level.
Yeah.
That's two now.
She is here all week.
For the next 4. Yeah. David, we saw Jay tonight comment on watching the housemates was like watching paint dry. And he said that if he goes back into the house, he's going to spice it the fuck up. Yeah. To quote him, not just to swear for the sake of it, do you think he will?
No. No, he says this all the time when he says he's going to, but if he goes back in, I do want him to only refer to Anton as the villain, because that would cheer me up, because he's a fool. He is going mental in that tomb, isn't he? I'm sorry.
Which brings us very nicely...
Jay, you'd be like...
Which brings us very nicely onto the resurrection of the villain.
Dun, dun, dun.
He's bringing him back to life after throwing the towel in. Is this all just talk, Alice? Because we've seen it before, and apparently he's going to do it again, but is he just going to kind of go in again and do nothing?
It was so bad the first time. I don't know if we can take it again. I think at least he's being at least together they're sort of being a bit more tactical, whereas before he was just sort of like a bit of a pantomime villain. And I think this time at least they're thinking, you know, we can whisper in this person's ear, we can manipulate people this way. I think it's a bit, there's a bit more brains going on.
But is anyone going to listen to him?
No, no. Oh, no, sorry, no, absolutely not. I didn't realise that was the question.
They're not pantomiming anymore, they were sat there stroking skulls.
Dane, do you think it was a shock for him to hear Aaron and Harry speaking so candidly about him in the sauna?
I think most things shock Anton that are negative about him. I think he really does think that everyone thinks he is God, and he's an absolute twat. But...
Never the T word. Never the T word.
Sorry.
It's always nice to have Dane's opinion on the show, isn't it?
The worst thing is I sometimes feel that like he's now bringing Jay down a little bit to his level of... Because Jay's the only person he can talk to. And Jay's one of the only nice guys in there, I think. And
I've just heard a phrase back here that I haven't heard for a long time in this audience. What did you just say?
I said I actually love Anton. I think everyone needs to realise. No, I think everyone needs to realise it's not the Pride of Britain. This is a celebrity TV show, entertainment show, and he brings entertainment to me, and I think he's funny.
It's like Anton Anonymous. My name is Mary, and I like Anton.
Corin, did Aaron surprise you when he said that he missed Jay and Anton in the house when he was sat in the diary room?
It didn't surprise me because, you know, when you are in that house, even people that annoy you, you do miss them when they go out because you're just used to them being around.
Yeah.
It has seemed very tactical anyway.
It has seemed very
He knows people are going to see it.
I don't know where to go first. Talking of Aaron, he seemed to be a little bit on heat during tonight's show. if you can call it that, little bit on heat. Are they ever actually going to go there? Does anyone?
If his 7-year drought is anything to go by, I don't think Faye should hold her breath. Waiting.
David, you look like you want to say something.
The mentality of Jedward. They're just like...
Oh my God, Aaron! I don't think Aaron has any private parts because he obviously isn't going to use them.
He's as smooth as an action man.
Yeah, I think he'll kind of play with everyone because he was playing with Tom right at the beginning, and now he's playing like he just do whatever he needs to do to make.
But
television.
he said he wants to rip her clothes off.
No, he doesn't.
But he said it like this: "I want to rip your clothes off."
Yeah, because he wants to try them on. That's probably wants to try them on. I do feel that them two together are literally, like I said, the sexual mentality of Jedward. There's like, and then there's no real kind of...
David, do you think when they do get racy with each other, it's slightly awkward? Like when we saw them in the story like the other day, it was a bit like...
Yeah.
And a little bit apologetic at times.
They're like 11-year-olds having their first boyfriend and girlfriend. That whole sat on chairs going, if we were on Facebook, what would you call this? I just wanted to go in the house and hit them. That is damn nightmare.
Am I the only one that finds it a little bit cute?
No!
Is it my hormones?
And also, yes, he'd be the worst sex ever as well.
Right, is Jem meddling in their relationship, do we think, yes?
Jeez.
Is it not just sisterly concern?
No, I think it's obsession. It's becoming obsession. session, she's just a control freak, and she's just gel.
No one thinks that she's just looking out for her.
Yeah.
Yeah? Gracie?
Yes, Hilda. She's definitely looking out for her sister, because if my sister went into the house and she was carrying on like Faye, trust me, I'll pop up against that wall and give her
Right, if you don't agree with this lot, then make yourself heard and take part in tonight's poll. Details can be found at bosom level. Mine are ever expanding and drooping. And if you give it a couple of weeks, they'll be down at nunny level. Brilliant. Coming up, we show some exclusive house footage as this week's Crypt Task reaches its shocking conclusion. And we'll finally find out who is up for eviction this week. Join us soon. Transsexual party planning. Oh my goodness! Now, in case you settle down. Now, in case you didn't know, tonight the Big Brother house has played host to the world movie premiere of Paranormal Activity 3. And believe it or not, the red carpet ran straight through the house itself. Yes, we're going to be talking about that a little bit later on in the show, and how some of the housemates actually got to watch the film. Good for them. But now, here is what happened at said premiere.
Tom, Aaron, Jen and Louise, you've been chosen as the most entertaining and have therefore won black tie VIP tickets. The 3 housemates who were voted as the least entertaining will not attend the premiere and will be locked in the room of despair.
What pose are you doing?
I don't know. What are you doing?
Like all the little women, they were like dainty and delicate. I feel like a big man in a dress.
Just like old times.
Watching Katie Price then, she said, sure.
She's not very chatty, is she?
Do you almost feel like this is my fucking house? Get out of my house.
Oh my God, how surreal.
Don't really want to kiss off Jordan, if I'm honest.
Stay tuned later to find out what the housemates had to do to make it to the premiere. And tomorrow, Jamie will take us behind the scenes of the big event itself. Now, what with all the thrills and spills and scares, it's been a frightening time in the house. But what's all this doing for the housemates' mental well-being? Here to let us know is our resident amateur psychologist, Nikki Graham. Nikki Graham. Nikki Graham. Are you all right, lovely? Yes. Good. Now we saw you in that little VT there. You were actually at the premiere tonight.
In the Big Brother house
Back
again.
Again. For the 4th time, back in the house. What was it like?
4th time.
Was it the 4th time? Yeah, it was the 4th time.
Yeah, it was the 4th time. It kind of like didn't register until I actually. I still don't think it's registered.
You know, like Louise was saying, she felt like she wanted to say, "Get out of my house." Did you feel like saying, "Get out of my house" to them?
No, of course not. It's a completely different house. They're living it up in there. I can't believe it.
Who did you like the most out of the housemates that you met?
Tom. He's so sweet.
Now, one thing that I found a little bit annoying is the fact that they have been able to communicate with the outside world.
Yeah, it's
which
not
we all
fair.
know is a fundamental rule of Big Brother.
The only people we had coming in and out were the task team.
So what are your thoughts on that side of the task twist?
Well, they're just very lucky, that's all I can say.
Fabulous. So you've been immersing yourself in some classic psychological theorems, haven't you?
Yes, Emma. I've been learning all about paranoia, the exaggerated or unfounded fear of something bad happening and the idea that others might intend to cause such an event.
I love Nikki.
Just as well I got this module when I did.
Exactly. Now, paranoia certainly seems to be taking its hold on some of the housemates. Let's start with Louise. The cameras are really, really getting to her at the moment, especially with the whole dogging thing, which she mentioned the other day. Was this a problem for you? I don't mean the dogging, I mean the cameras.
Well, to be honest, I was really in love with Pete at the time, so I didn't really care about the cameras.
So just in case anybody hasn't seen what I'm talking about with the whole dogging issue, Louise was laying in bed with Jay saying it feels a bit weird. It's kind of like you're dogging with like people watching you. So you didn't find that weird when you were in a relationship yourself in the house?
No, it was just romantic.
Can you ever truly forget that the cameras are there? Because I think we as audience members think, of course you can't forget that they're there, but living in it, do you just eventually switch off that you're being watched?
I think the only time you're aware is that, like, sometimes the cameras will follow you. Like, if I used to get worked up, the cameras would follow me and I'd get really frustrated. But other than that, that was the last thing on my mind.
Okay.
It was more about the aircon and who is she?
It's so cold! Now we are 5.5 weeks in. The housemates have noticed that Anton seems to overthink every situation. Let's have a look at the clip.
I just woke up this morning because it took me a while to work out, because obviously I'm intelligent. So I just formulated all the combinations and I worked it out. Boom. I've worked it all out. It's just I was a bit slow. I've been thinking about it all day. There's two things I can do. A, change my ways, or I can B, almost embrace the fact that I am the villain. I thought I was doing the right thing, but maybe Aaron is the good. And because I'm going against Aaron, I am automatically the evil. Maybe I picked the fight with the wrong person. Unless I can turn it around.
So, Nikki, can spending too much time with the same people in the same place do this to you? Do you start to overthink every single thing?
Well, you do get paranoid in there because people talk about each other and, you know, you're constantly thinking they're going to nominate me, have they nominated me? But I think he's got worse since Friday when he heard the boos for him.
Right.
And then he decided that he was going to become a goodie. And then he thought, am I going to lose face? Does this mean I'm swallowing my pride? Maybe I should just stay the villain. So I think he's in a bit of a quandary now, what to do.
Which one do you think he should do? Which one would work out best for him?
I think it's more entertaining to have him as the villain.
Right.
Yeah. But it's not going to keep him in the house, let's face it.
So what is the best way to deal with paranoia in the house? Because we see it time and time again, and I suppose it's a natural thing to happen in there, really.
Paranoia? Well, I used to earwig at the doors so you could catch people out.
Little snooping Nikki, I love it. Let's talk about the task. Does it play with your mind when you're being fooled into thinking that a housemate has gone and then all of a sudden they come back?
Aisling,
exactly, yeah. She was put into the house next door.
Yeah. Well, I was, at the time we weren't friends, so I was delighted when she'd gone. And then when she came back, I remember sitting in the diary room and going, why have you done this? And thinking it was the worst thing ever.
But what was it like when she came back in and you knew that she'd been watching, so she'd heard every single thing that everyone had been saying?
Well, yeah, I mean, that causes immense paranoia because obviously things do get said once someone's left. So, I mean, these lot are watching everything that's going on. And do you remember what happened on Fight night? When
Yes.
Michelle,
I think we all remember that, don't we?
Michelle and Emma went back into the house after they'd heard everything, and look what happened.
So who knows what might happen this evening? It certainly sounds like Anton and Jay are looking forward to playing with the housemates' minds when they get out. Take a look at this.
I'm going in there. I'm gonna terrorise the place. I'm going all guns blazing. Pow! Pow! In your fucking... I'm gonna create a war zone. Just thinking, as soon as I'm back, little Lou, be careful of Errol and Harry.
Me and you're back in that house, mate, yeah? You went now with the locks late. I'm going all out. I'm spacing that fuck up. We'll just take it by storm.
And you know what? I know everything up there, but we'll keep some information to ourselves.
Wait on.
Be back with a vengeance.
Creepy! Do you think the housemates should be worried about them?
Not really, and they need to watch their backs because they got nominated. So if they go in there guns blazing, they'll just get nominated again.
Yeah, OK. Nikki Graham, everybody. Thanks, Nikki. So the Cricktcast comes to an end this very evening with another dramatic twist. It's been a real biggie, this one. So we sent Alice behind the scenes to get all the goss. Keep your eyes out for some exclusive house action.
Hi guys, it's me, Levine, and tonight, Matthew, I'm being myself. Take that as you will. Anyway, they've just unleashed a mega supernatural task onto the house, and I'm going to find out what the hell is going on. Oh, lols.
Ooh, spooky.
So I'm here to find out how scary this task actually is, but I'm not easily rattled, so good luck. It's Jackson off of the task team. You look a little bit peaky.
I'm pretending to be a dead body.
Are you?
Yeah, I've been stabbed in the back.
Oh, so you have, by another member of the task team?
Yeah, they were
metaphorically and literally. I'm really good at this because this is actually my skin tone, so that's quite good. Beautiful. Beautiful. My goodness, it's like an orgy of the task team look. And who are you hoping to grab?
I want to grab Aaron and squeeze his leg really hard. I'm quite excited. I'm a bit worried Aaron's not going to react very well. I think he's going to open the door and go, oh dear.
I think you like it. I'm so ashamed of you all.
Yeah.
How was it for you?
It was good.
Look at these. Werewolf toes. Never tickle a werewolf.
Fuck her.
What did it do?
An arm just get like a furry arm. So,
Can I stroke your chest?
You can stroke it all you want.
What ridiculously scary thing do you have up your sleeve?
We've got the scariest thing in horror films, a little child.
there was a little girl.
What, just going to the diary room?
Oh, fuck that.
Yeah.
Do we still have to go in?
Yeah.
I don't want to. Fuck that.
I don't think I could live in this creepy house, could you?
No, I wouldn't like to.
No, you don't have to, it's fine.
It's very dirty.
It's disgusting. Well, there you have it. We've seen some seriously chilling stuff in the Big Brother house today. A selection of rotting corpses. A demon child. Come on, Eugene. I've had enough.
That was touching your boob. Join us after the break. break when we'll show you some exclusive footage as the task comes to its grisly end and Jay and Anton rise from the dead. Her sweet, but I like mine salty. So as we know, for the last 2 days, Jay and Anton have been up to no good in their secret crypt. But tonight is the night that the dead will rise again. This is what happened just minutes ago when the housemates were reunited with their ghoulish tormentors and found out just how their reappearance will have a dramatic impact on this week's eviction.
All housemates must go to the large task room immediately. Housemates must sit down around a Ouija board and must not touch task equipment.
I don't know if I can do that.
Oh my god. Oh, I wonder who could do
This is Big Brother. Housemates must sit down immediately and must not touch task equipment. This is Big Brother. Is anybody there?
Alice, what are you doing?
It's practicing its 3-point turns.
Proper need a wee, me.
Yeah, scream again.
Would the spirits reveal themselves? Anton and Jay, you have 1 minute to each choose one housemate to join you in facing the public vote on Friday. You must each choose a different housemate. Anton, who do you want to join you in facing the public vote on Friday?
Jem.
Jay, who do you want to join you in facing the public vote on Friday?
Wifey and Aaron's just got together, so I'm gonna choose Harry. Sorry, bro. No, it's not easy to do.
So to confirm, the 4 housemates up for eviction this Friday will be Anton, Jay, Jem and Harry. And also to confirm, for anybody worrying, that was not a real séance. Can we have the lights back up, please? A shock for the housemates, I think you'll agree, especially Alex, who was crapping her pants. Dane, do you think they got a little bit complacent as far as that task goes?
I think it's difficult because with the task, if you're going to scream, you're going to scream. And if that's what you're talking about, the fact that if they scream...
Well, yeah, and I think also the fact that when the guys left, they're a bit like, oh, I don't think they've gone. It's just a bit like, you know, you want to be
it was sprung on them at the wrong time, though. They're already on a down, and like, I mean, you know, Louise and a couple of others obviously missing, and they're like, maybe, you know, I don't really care, whatever, if we pass the task. Don't get me wrong, if it was the next day, they'd probably try harder, but I think they were kind of got them on a bit of a down point.
Because they hadn't had any chicken.
There you go.
Corinne, did you think they were pleased to see Jay and Anton again?
Yeah, you know, they all looked dead pleased, but they all knew that they was, you know, going to come back at some point.
Yeah.
But yeah, they looked happy. You know, Louise will be happy. It's going to give her something to do. You know, she's not doing much if he's not there.
They also looked pretty scared when they jumped out. But how you wouldn't know that was Jay when he was kind of like just fighting the wood as he came out? It was kind of
incredible.
A little bit obvious. Do you think Louise will be happy to be reunited with him?
Surely, even though he looks like that, but surely she will. I think the reason that they the reason they were complacent was maybe because they didn't realise there'd be such a kind of comeuppance at the end. I don't think they realised
there'd be such a big
such
twist.
a serious twist at the end. Maybe they were just like, it's all fun and we're getting scared. Oh, but actually 2 people are going to get chosen. So maybe that's why they're so blasé.
How do you guys think they did at the task? Brilliant. Oh, one rubbish. Who said rubbish? Pardon? You can't shout things out and say, I didn't mean it wasn't me, please.
I've learned from my mistakes now. I do apologise.
You think they did rubbish?
Yeah, I just think they're all a bit bored. And I'm a bit bored watching them. I think they should have been ripped out by their feet from their beds and been shook up.
That would have been amazing! Well, there's so many people that need jobs on this show that come to the audience. Anybody think they did do a good job with the...
No. I think they did.
Yeah?
Well, they made them scream, so at the end of the day, that was kind of the task they did. They weren't all that good, but they kind of actually screamed, so... They did what they were asked to do. Whether or not they did it as well as they could have done is a different story.
Okay.
But they did what they were asked.
Let's talk about the 2 new nominees that are up for potential eviction this week. Harry and Jem. David, do you think they made the right decision picking them?
It's a tactical decision picking Jem, because who's going to vote to save Jem? Nobody. Exactly. So that's clever. Picking Harry, though, that's just cruel. I love Harry, and oddly fancy zombie Harry.
Yeah, I really
awkward.
like Harry, but I was very shocked, actually. When they said Harry, when we were all watching it here, you all cheered.
He needs to be shaken up.
But he's so nice.
Are we surprised that they didn't pick Aaron? Dane?
I think... watching back and watching how other people acted towards Aaron, I think that was a tactical thing. Jay sitting and thinking, well, Aaron isn't actually that disliked in there. So to kind of put him up, maybe, and has he survived one already?
Aaron?
Yeah.
Survived 3.
Right,
Three,
so for me, why nominate him? He's probably not going to go.
But they have been saying, the 2 of them have been saying all along they want to go up against Aaron. Jay has said that, and Anton
yeah, but
said
I
that.
think that's all true. They're scared to. Come on, if someone's been saved 4 times, you don't want to go up against them. You don't. There's no way.
Also, we saw Jay. I don't know how well you heard it in here, guys, but Jay said he was going to pick Harry because Aaron and Faye had just got together.
Yeah, that's bizarre.
Now, apparently, they've had like a little official thing going on again.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Did she promise not to burp ever again? Did she like sign a contract not to burp?
That was a shocking moment. Corin, do you think that they were relishing that moment?
Yeah, well, I don't think they were relishing it because they've thought about it really good. And I remember Anton saying the other day about Harry, oh, if he's acting like that in the house, he's not going to be liked. So they're thinking, definitely, us 2 are going to stay, let's have a laugh. And these 2, they don't stand a chance, even though, yeah, Harry's a nice person, but Anton, you want to keep him in there because without him in there, there's nothing really happening. And they made a really good choice. I forgot what the question was, but I'm quite happy with it.
Don't worry, Corin, it's all right. Who would you have picked, Dane?
Don't say Aaron.
I wouldn't have picked Aaron purely for the reason that he's already survived 4. I would have picked Jem. And then I would have just picked someone... Jay wouldn't have, but I probably would have picked Louise.
Yeah.
No, I like Louise, but I think that as anyone goes, I think she's probably quieter out of all of the others and probably won't get as many votes as
Alice.
I'm quite bored of Faye, and I might have put the sisters up against each other.
That would have been the ultimate competition, wouldn't it? David?
I'd have picked Faye. I'm so bored of Faye. She's so fake. She's evil and fake.
Corin?
I would have just gone for Louise.
Twice over. She doesn't mean both. Now let's have a little chat about Big Brother tampering with the normal nominations process. It has upset a lot of fans. It's upset a lot of fans this week. Exactly, yeah. Dane, what do you think of it?
Well, I think the biggest shake-up is the fact they're all allowed to talk about nominations now. I think that's already shaken it up because the whole thing being in there is not knowing who's nominated who, not talking about it. You can try and make your little friendships if they want to do that, but you don't know. But in the past week or 2, is it 2 weeks now? They've been able to talk about it.
Yeah.
So for me already, it doesn't really matter. The
Yeah.
public are going to get their vote from the 4, and it doesn't.
I do agree with tampering with the nominations process. I think is wrong because I'm a Big Brother diehard. However, I think that the fact that they're still up And there are
They've had it
two
easy
other people
anyway.
with
They've
them.
had outside contact.
If the viewers want them out, they are still going to go out. It's not going to make much of a difference. But thanks, I love it. Do we think the housemates will feel cheated though if Jay and Anton survive?
I think they need to.
I think they need to keep like Jay and Anton in because they're two of the massive characters in the house. And you
I love that we asked the Geordie that question as well. Brilliant.
If they take Jay out though, he's such a huge character. He's so entertaining. You take him out, not being funny, but with them two out there, it was boring with them out.
But it might also give someone else time to shine. That's the flip side of it. That was brilliant. Again, I love it. Thank you. It's enough fun and games though for this part, I think. Join me after the break when we'll look at the aftermath of the séance. Welcome back to Big Brother's Bit on the Side. Embracing the role of villain of the Big Brother franchise, and Dowling is playing right into our hands. Here's today's news. At 12:59 today, Jem revealed she fears Aaron's magic powers.
I can tell that you're like highly intelligent. You understand people and situations and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like you've got these skills and you can use them for good or evil.
The week when we were talking about nominations, I knew exactly what I was doing. And then Tom came and said, oh, by the way, the Wolfpack have all decided they're voting for you and Faye. So I worked as hard as I possibly could to try and get everyone changing their vote sort of thing. And it worked. And by managing to change Louise's vote and change Jay's vote.
Yeah, that's what I find scary about you. If you want to, you can manipulate like the situation because you kind of really take yourself out of the game and look at it like it's a game of chess.
Yeah.
Now, surely, if she'd have got into the right position, those boobies would have offered the right amount of shade. At 1:18 p.m, the housemates were told they could go to tonight's world movie premiere, but only if they were entertaining.
You're much smarter than Harry.
Bring it on! More!
What?
More!
It'd be some ringtone.
Just like a night on the sauce down Canal Street for Louise. On to 4:01 p.m, and Faye wasn't too pleased that she wouldn't be attending the premiere.
What's the matter?
Get off.
Well, why can't you tell me what the matter is?
I'm annoyed.
What about?
Because I was really entertaining.
I really, really wanted you to come tonight.
All right, Aaron, thanks.
Great, have a nice time.
Aaron, this isn't fair. We get to meet celebrities.
Yeah. Well, probably the people that started the film.
Poor Faye. She looked like she needed that news, like a hole in the head. And at 17:59, Jay and Anton finally worked out that Aaron might be playing a game.
I'm not bothered about winning or anything like that, as long as it doesn't go the way he thinks it's going. Because he has played a game.
Yeah. He's played very well. It's been a good game. Hats off to him.
Yeah, definitely.
Because he's got rid of everyone. He's got rid of everyone really well. He's even made someone like Harry, who I thought was one of my close mates in here, stab me in my back.
Exactly.
But will Aaron need a new game plan now that the Wolfpack are back in? That is the news from today, but who'll be making the headlines on Friday? Here are the details you need to save your faith.
Who steers? You decide. To see if Anton, call 09016161704. To see if Harry, call 09016161706. To see if Jay, call 09016161748. To save Gem, call 09016161715. Calls cost 36p from a BT landline. Calls from other networks may vary and from mobiles will cost considerably more. Or simply go to our page on Facebook, Big Brother UK, and follow the links. There is a minimum Facebook credit purchase of £1. One vote on Facebook will cost no more than 7p. For full terms, go to channel5.com/bbvote. Voting closes in Friday's eviction show.
I am with series director and head honcho Ben Hardy. I'm a lucky lady because it looks like we're going to prom together. Look at us, having the time of our lives. So Ben, talk to me. Has this been the busiest night of your life? We've had a premiere and we've had a world premiere, if you will, and we've had a very exciting task twist.
It's been very busy. I don't know if it's been the busiest, but it's been right up there.
Top 4?
Oh, definitely top 4.
Top 4.
Yeah, definitely top 4.
But you've had time to look dapper. I'm glad you've made an effort.
I grabbed 5 minutes to put a suit on. Yeah, it's very important.
And to style the hair, I think you'll have noted. How did you feel about all those people traipsing through your house?
Well, it's quite exciting, but the biggest problem for us was obviously we had to have everyone mic'd up. So we had to get people in and then get them out of the house and then take their mics off very quickly and run them round the back to get the next lot mic'd up. So
it's a logistical nightmare.
A logistical nightmare, indeed.
How did the housemates deal with it?
A mixture, really. Quite funny. Louise quite liked it when Katie Price went in and was desperate to have her photo taken with her, and they discussed about which pose they're going to do. Aaron really didn't like people coming in the house, not because he didn't like people coming in the house.
Take your shoes off before you enter.
He just doesn't like new people, apparently.
No, I can imagine that.
So, yeah, just a real mixture.
I've got a suggestion for you for maybe the next film, because I think it's perfect for premieres. I'm thinking the next Chipmunk film, which is called Alvin and the Chipmunks, Chipwrecked. Chipwrecked, yeah. It's in 3D. What do you think?
Well, I've done a 3D directing course, so I can direct that.
Sounds like a date to me. Yeah. Sounds like a date. Dame Bowers, my love, my life, over to you in the camera runs. What is going on?
Hi. Well, it's good. I'll tell you what, I'm in the bedroom now. Gem's actually just left with a face like thunder. Honestly, she looked at Anton like she was going to power slam the dude. And he actually looked like a wrestler anyway, because he was in spandex and looked like the Grim Reaper. I think at the minute Anton's actually talking to Harry, trying to explain or get himself out of stick to why they've put him up for nomination. But I just can't wait to see Gem come back in, because I swear to God, Clothesline City, Anton's getting taken out. Big time.
Thank you very much. Joe, sweaty box time. Right, what are the comments online about our seance, which again was not a real one, and the twist?
Loving the twist, people absolutely loving the twist, and people really pleased that Anton and Jay are still up for
Yes, I
eviction.
think that had to be a given, really.
Definitely, and now the whole campaigns have started of who to vote to get people, who to save to get people out, basically.
Yes.
So that's all going way ahead with, you're looking at the moment, a lot of people saying they do want Jay or Anton to go.
Okay. So. Well, time will tell.
Yeah, exactly. Who knows?
They've got to pick up the phone and vote.
Yeah, exactly.
You've got a clip for us, haven't you, of the premiere this evening?
Yeah, this is like a bit of an awkward clip when Aaron met Bobby, and sort of like it was all a bit like...
I saw someone get into my bed and said, it's my bed. Which bed did you sleep in? The one next to the fire exit. Over there.
Oh, that's where I'm sleeping.
Yeah. In my bed.
Yeah. Crazy.
Very peculiar. Don't worry though. Your room.
Very cool. You can have more champagne if you want.
Oh, thanks.
I don't know how much.
Got to be careful not to drink too much in here, eh?
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. Getting bed territorial over. That's my bed. It's all right. You can have my bed. No, it's fine. I don't want it anymore. More champagne, anyone?
Move on, Bobby. Move on.
Bobby.
Your
Leave
time's
it at the door.
over.
Yeah.
You had a poll this evening, right?
Yeah, we asked people what would scare you the most, and bunny rabbits, naked girls, and spiders. 83% said spiders.
Yes. I've got to agree.
Got to get yourself spiders up her. Get rid of them that way.
Joe, thank you very much. As
Emma.
always, that's all we've got time for this evening. Tune in tomorrow when Lauren Harries comes face to face with Keith Harris and Orville. Oh. I kid you not. It will only ever happen on Bit on the Side. Have a good night.